American Pie: Book of Love. I've never seen any of these American Pie straight-to-video on-demand sequels that they've done. This whole segment, American Pie Presents. I've only seen the originals, which I think are classics and I think are some of the best comedy films ever done in the genre. I love the first two films. I love Reunion. Basically, any American Pie film with the original cast, I think, is just across the board an excellent comedy. I think it's a masterpiece of the comedy genre. I think what they did was ahead of its time, and I think they're really watchable films. And even watching it in present day in 2022, it still holds up really well. Like, the performances and the characters are still very relatable to how they portrayed it back when that film was filming. So now cut to the video on demand American Pie sequels. I was very cautious to watch them, only because it was a whole different cast. It was a whole new different director and team attached to this film, and so I was very hesitant to know whether or not it was even going to be any good. But I gave it a shot. Like, some video on demand movies surprised me. There's been a few out there that I've watched that have turned out to be some of my favorite films ever. So I was willing to give this a shot. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as the original, because I think that's a really high bar to beat. But I was just expecting a few laughs for it to kind of capture the magic of the original in some way, shape or form, and does it. Like, it's a funny movie. I laughed quite a bit in this movie. Did I laugh as much as I did in the original? No. But there's still some funny jokes in here. Yes. Like, it's still a good time. Like, even if you've seen the original and you're very attached to the original, like a lot of people are, like this one, it still has like a reasonably good cast. Like, they are, I guess, forgettable at the end of the day. Like, once you finish watching the movie, you won't really remember these actors playing the character of Stifler. And I think my problem with the video on demand American Pie Presents films is the fact that they aren't really related to the American Pie title at all. The only things that relate to that brand is there's either a character that's related to the Stifler family. We have Jim's dad come back in a couple of the American Pie sequel. I don't know why I think of American Pie then. Shit. Fuck. My mistake there. But his dad, comes back in a few of the films, which, it's really good to see. I think his name is Noah. If I remember that correct. It's been a while since I've actually watched the other American Pie films, but I'm just kind of going back and rewatching them all. But I think his name was Noah, if I remember that correct. I could be wrong. Let me know down in the comment section. Like, there's a few laughs in here. The cast isn't as good. Like, the script isn't as good. The dialogue isn't as good. But like, at the end of the day, I guess American Pie is a comedy film, and it's supposed to make you laugh. And it didn't make me laugh, yes. So, like, it did its job as a comedy, but as American Pie film, I feel like it fails in that category. But like, I enjoyed this film for our first time viewing. Would I rewatch it again? Probably not. I mean, if I had a few beers in me, I was really good and drunk, I had some popcorn and a few snacks, and I had a few friends over, and we can just laugh our asses off. I would say, yeah, like, this film, I feel like is rewatchable in that way, is if you are intoxicated. But as American Pie film, I feel like it fails, and I feel like they should just stop making these American Pie Presents films, because I know the newest one came out, I think in 2019, Girls Rule, I believe it's called. I haven't seen it yet. I do want to watch it, just to see if it's any good. I don't really have any high expectations for these next few video on demand American Pie films, but for what I got in this, I mean, it delivered on the laughs, so I was happy with that. So I'd say, if you're just looking for like a fun time, I'd say check out American Pie Book of Love.